Hey, thank you for tuning in to my channel. This is Renan, and you're watching Stock It Wise. So, there's so many things that had happened, you know, from the last time that I posted a video up until now. This is already the new year, 2023, and we still have, some form of COVID, Omicron variant that's wreaking havoc in other parts of the world. And you also have the war in Ukraine, Russia, and what else? The oil has come down considerably from its high in of 2021. No, 2022. And so right now I do think that this oil would still go up in price considerably, considering that the dollar is getting hammered. It's getting devalued, and all the currencies around the world. This the same thing goes for other currencies. It's not exclusive to the dollar. But why is it important? Why I always talk about the US dollar and the US? It's because they are the number one economy in the world, the largest source of in capital. And what else? They have the largest, most advanced military in the whole world. And also, the US dollar is the how say that reserve currency. So meaning international trade between countries and states are being settled in the US dollar. So why is it important? Because there's a news here that came out right after World Economic Forum last week. So if you are not familiar with the World Economic Forum, it's the gathering of heads of states, the richest people around the world, finance minister, anyone who's gonna shape the whole world. They have a say of how you're gonna live your life. Basically, that's how I picture these meetings. So there's an article that came from Yahoo Finance, and it's also being covered by other mainstream media. So the link is in the description box below. If you wanna click on that link, it will take you to the Yahoo Finance article. It says here Saudi Arabia is open to discuss non-oil trade settlements. So as you can see, if you're not aware, Saudi Arabia is not happy about where the price of the oil, the crude oil, their main export, is going. So from the high of 130 something, 140 in last year, in July of last year, it has already considerably gone down because of the release of the US of its strategic petroleum reserve. So now the US strategic petroleum reserve, which was established as an offshoot of the oil embargo of OPEC back in the 70s, it's now on its lowest level in, I don't know, 30, 40 years. But that's not the point of my the video here. And it's about the Saudi Arabia open to to trade oil with other than dollars, the US dollar. So why is it important? It's because um, since Nixon took the US out of the gold standard. So basically the US dollar is not backed by any commodity. It's not backed by silver, not backed by gold, but 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 by the petroleum, the oil that's being pumped out of the ground from Saudi Arabia and other oil producing countries. But uh, the US, as we all know, if you're not aware, I'm not gonna tell it to you now that the US is the largest oil producer in the world, but is also the largest consumer of oil around the world. So basically, they are still importing oil from other countries, especially from Saudi Arabia and Russia, where oil is much more cheaper because it's, it's still on a level easier to reach, unlike the ones in the US. They have to, I'm sorry about that. It's unlike in the US where they have to drill 5,000 meters, on the ocean floor just to extract this oil, and they need trillions of gallons of water just to get this sticky black, you know, black oil, from the ground, right? So it's much cheaper for them to import from Russia, and but since they imposed an embargo or a price cap on Russian oil, so that's a totally different video that I'm gonna discuss with you. Why is it important? It's because what will happen when other countries or countries around the world can trade with their own currency, so they won't need the US dollar anymore to buy and settle oil with whoever selling them the oil, right? So if they don't need these US dollars anymore, obviously what they're gonna do is try to keep it in their coffers. There's trillions around the world that are sitting in coffers of central banks around the world that they used to trade for anything, from oil, sugar, cement, anything. So if one part of it, like oil, you can already trade in your local currency. Say if you're in Europe, you can use your euro dollar, or if you're in uh, in England, you can use the British pounds, or with Japan, say, right? So if they don't need it, why keep it in your coffers, right? So what they're gonna do is try to repatriate, or you know um, sell it in exchange, for their own currency, right? So when these dollars comes back to the us comes back to the us, what do you think will happen to the prices, the inflation that they're experiencing? I'm saying that there because although I'm close to the US, I'm still in Canada, but we're the same, like we're the same identical twin, right? They're the bigger brother, and we are the smaller brother, right? But they're gonna experience more inflation, considering that all these dollars there will be more, even much more, even more dollars chasing far less and considerably smaller amount of goods and services, right? So the inflation where it's sitting right now is 6.7. It might shoot up to 8, 9, even 10%. Well, obviously that is not a correct metrics that they're using, because their inflation, they can tweak it on to their favor, whatever they can change the whole metrics of these, how they measure inflation. But going back to the topic, when there are more dollars in US chasing less and fewer goods and services, that prices will go up. And considering that they are in the presidential election is just around the corner, and maybe next year, um early next year, or I'm not familiar with their the election there, but I know that it's in 2024 that they're gonna have an election. Do you think they're not gonna take this for granted? They don't want the inflation to go up, because it will make the central bank's job of controlling inflation even more harder, right? They have to raise it from where it is now, from around 4% to probably 8, 10, maybe 12%, or even 20%, when all these dollars comes back to the US. So I'm just I'm just here to let you know what might happen, what could happen, in the near future. So uh, it's about time to let you know that uh, right now you have to think about 6 months, a year, or even couple of years, maybe even 5 years from now. Because especially for me, I'm already a middle-aged man here, and I don't have that much working years left. And for me, retirement is really important. And when the currency is being devalued this far greater than or far faster than you can work in a day, that's a really big issue. So I hope you look into your finances and see where you at, and you know check out what news are coming about, and how it will affect you and us in more general terms, right? In a more macro environment, right? So thank you for watching again. Have a great this is we're here Sunday, and it's a nice 0 degrees Celsius outside. Have a great work week ahead of us, everyone. I'll see you again next time. Again, thank you for watching. This is Raynan, and you're watching Stock It Wise.